Hello, Pascal.
Hello.
I have heard that you do not believe that God can be known through reason.
I believe that God must be known through faith, but that philosophy can help one have faith in God.
Please explain.
One must first recognize that reason cannot determine whether or not God exists. The philosophical arguments for the existence of God are so far removed from ordinary thinking that they cannot help one come to know God.
How then can philosophy help one come to have faith?
Philosophical reflection can help us see that there are prudential reasons for believing that God exists.
What reasons are those?
Consider, God either exists or does not exist.
Yes. Okay.
What should we believe then, considering that reason cannot help us determine if God exists?
I am not sure.
Because God is beyond our comprehension, since we cannot know if He exists or even what He is like, you must wager.
Perhaps because we cannot know whether God exists, it is best to remain in a state of agnosticism, of neither believing nor not believing that God exists.
But if you are in a state of agnosticism, then you do not believe that God exists.
How so?
To remain an agnostic is to remain undecided whether or not God exists. But if you remain undecided, then you have not believed.
Okay.
To remain agnostic is equivalent to not believing. You must wager.
How should one decide?
Since it is a wager, let us look at what you have to gain, and what you have to lose. You have the truth to lose since you cannot be certain that you are wagering correctly. But you must wager.
Okay.
Let us examine what you have to gain. You have the opportunity to gain eternal blessedness. Therefore, if you win, you stand to win everything. But if you lose everything.
But perhaps I am wagering too much?
Well, there is an equal chance of wagering correctly as there is wagering incorrectly. Since there is an infinite amount to be gained by wagering that God exists, and because you must necessarily wager, you ought to wager that God exists.
I think I understand what you are saying. Wagering that God exists is the most rational option because there is an infinite amount to be won.
That is correct. When there is an infinite amount to be won, you must wager everything.
But then I am still risking something?
Yes, of course. But remember that you have no choice but to wager, and wagering that God exists is the most rational option.
Is there no way to know for certain that I am wagering correctly?
Yes. There is the Holy Scripture.
Okay, but what if I cannot bring myself to believe?
Since we have determined that to believe that God exists is the most rational option, then to be in a state of disbelief is not rational. You ought to diminish your passion for unbelief.
But how can I do that?
You ought to attend church, take communion, and read Scripture.
Okay, Pascal. I will have to think about this wager of yours more carefully. My ride has arrived. Bye, Pascal.
Bye.